It is 10:52, and just as we told you off the top of the hour, we have been waiting for news from the Supreme Court because this is expected to be the last day, which means more decisions handed down, including just now a decision in a case that began in Montgomery County and has to do with whether or not parents can opt their students out of school lessons that involve LGBTQ themes or storylines. So back to the court we go. Fox 5's chief legal correspondent Katie Barlow's been outside the court putting together all the details for us. What is the decision in this case, Katie?
Hey, good morning to you guys. Perhaps not unexpectedly, after the Supreme Court's oral argument, we kind of expected this ultimate resolution. But the Supreme Court here held that parents in Montgomery County who are from religiously diverse backgrounds, Muslim, Catholic, Orthodox, are likely to succeed on their claim that MCPS's no opt-out policy for their elementary school children to receive instruction involving LGBTQ-themed books likely violates their religious freedom. The parents, again of different religious backgrounds, had argued that the no opt-out policy impinged on their ability to teach their children about gender and sexuality in accordance with their religious beliefs, and not allowing them to opt out of that instruction, particularly for their elementary school children, violated their First Amendment right to freely exercise their religion. The Supreme Court today, in an opinion that was delivered by Justice Samuel Alito, it was 6-3 along ideological lines, the Supreme Court said that they're likely to succeed in that argument that the no opt-out policy violates their religious freedom. And Alito writes briefly in the opinion, "We've long recognized the rights of parents to direct the religious upbringing of their children, and we've held that those rights are violated by government policies that substantially interferes with the religious development of children." Now, again, I said this decision was 6-3. The court's liberal justices, led by Justice Sonia Sotomayor, dissent in this case. And Justice Sotomayor says that the reverberations of the court's error will be felt for generations. Unable to condone this grave misjudgment, she dissents, omitting the typically included respectfully dissents there. And what Justice Sonia Sotomayor is saying is that children, for a long time, public schools have been responsible for educating the nation's children, and that they offer children of all faith and backgrounds education, and that experience is critical to the nation's civic vitality, including exposing children to religious differences and people who believe differently. But of course, they are in the minority today. It was a 6-3 decision upholding the likelihood of success for the parents here in this case who are arguing that the no opt-out policy would violate their religious freedom. Now, what comes next? It goes back down and it'll get sorted through the courts. The ultimate decision, what happened here today is the Supreme Court just said that they were likely to succeed on their argument that this violates their religious freedom. One of the questions that came up during oral argument, one was about the age of these individuals. The Chief Justice mentioned during oral argument, even if the children aren't required to affirm what they're being instructed, that might be a difficult concept for an elementary schooler to understand. So age will be a part of the analysis going forward. But another question that came up from the liberal justices is, what's the limiting principle? What if parents don't want their children to be in the classroom with a teacher who is gay or with a student who is transgender? So that is also going to have to be sorted out. But for now, the Supreme Court is siding with the group of Montgomery County parents from religiously different backgrounds who are arguing that MCPS's no opt-out policy violates their free exercise of religion and ability to instruct their children the way that they wish about gender and sexuality in accordance with their religious beliefs. So a loss for MCPS today at the Supreme Court.
All right, a couple of the decisions that we were waiting to hear what the Supreme Court would say coming down throughout the morning now at 10:56. Chief Legal Correspondent Katie Barlow outside the court this morning breaking it down for us. Katie, thanks very much.